So today the challenge is do a tutorial on something, and there's not much I can really do by hand that I'm good at. So today it's going to be how to make synthetic dreads, and yeah, it's not too difficult. I mean, it's a very simple thing to do. It's just a lot of time is put into making these. That's the only downside to it. But it's a hair straightener. You're gonna burn your nose. Don't do that. But yeah. So the things that you're gonna need for doing this is obviously synthetic hair. In this case, 100%, and I can never pronounce how to say this correctly, so I apologize if I get this wrong. I'm going to try my best. 100% Kanekalon hair? I don't know. But yeah. When you're doing synthetic dreads, it's good to get synthetic hair that's flame retardant, because I made the mistake in the past of getting this kind of synthetic hair from a local beauty supply store that it would not stay. It wouldn't seal correctly. It kept unwinding, and when you're making dreads, you want it to seal correctly and last. So, synthetic hair, spray bottle of water. In this case, my mister for the reptiles. A washcloth, or in this case, a rag would do, something that you really don't use for much. It's better if it's kind of worn, so you don't mess it up, because you'll see why later, but it'll get messed up for doing this process. You're gonna need a fine tooth comb. Normally people use metal tooth combs, like fine toothed metal combs. It makes the process a lot easier, because if you use a plastic one as flimsy as this, the teeth are going to get bent and you won't do as good of a job backcombing with a plastic one than you would a metal one. But I don't have a metal one. I've gone out and tried to look for one, and it just doesn't backcomb as well for me as the plastic ones I use. So, and you're also going to need a hair straightener. In this case, I'm using my old bulky one. It gets the job done. So first, what you're going to do, first you're going to take out the hair. Also, another thing to warn you about is that synthetic hair is quite messy. It gets all over the place. So do this in a place where you don't mind it getting all over. Probably vacuum afterwards. That's a good thing to know in advance. Yeah, see, but you're going to take your synthetic hair and put it back into place. Good enough. Now take about a section of the hair, about a good inch of it will do. Divide it. Divide it. That didn't turn out as well as I was expecting. Jesus Christ, it's everywhere. Let go. Let go. Holy shit. Leave that there. I'm positioned very awkwardly to do this, but once you have the hair separated, what you're going to do, in this case, I took a stepladder and I tied pantyhose around it to get this. You're going to need some force of resistance to be able to hold the dread in place while you're backcombing. So you just wrap it around that. Line the end parts up evenly. Strain it out as best as you can. So for this method, I'm going to be making double-ended dreads opposed to single-ended. So that's how you would do a double-ended. What I do with one side, because instead of backcombing it together, both of the pieces together like that, that would make a single-ended, because then you're going to have a loop right there at the end because of all the backcombing. So separate one side from the other, and in this instance I hold the other piece with my toe, because we've evolved so much that now we have a use for all of our appendages. We were born with toes, why don't we utilize them? And what you're going to do is you're going to start backcombing, and for those who don't know how to backcomb, it's essentially just teasing. You're going to brush opposite. Instead of down, you're going to brush up, and you're going to tease the hair and get it as solid and as knotted as possible. And this is the longest process when making dreads. You just keep doing this until it's solid enough. While you're backcombing, you also want to take in consideration of when you backcomb and it starts to puff up like so, you don't want it to get bubbly like that, so just keep backcombing it up and getting it as flat as you can. Like for example like that, you don't want it like that. And the best way to remedy that for me is I just take it and I rub it to get it flat again. And you start the process again. It's where you get it to look something like that. Best way to know when you have it backcombed enough is when you hold it up, the end part should stand straight up. For this, how it's floppy on the ends, I don't know if you can see that, how it's floppy on the end, as long as from about right here is up straight, you can just cut this part off. I mean, those are a few stray hairs, it's not going to hurt it whatsoever. Now once you got it backcombed properly, what you're going to do is you're going to take the rag, put it over the hair. Now the towel is optional. Some people just spray water straight onto the hair to hot felt it that way, but what I've been taught is that using the towel, when you spray water onto it and then you apply the hair straightener to hot felt, it heats up quicker, it seals it a lot tighter than without. But I mean, it's optional. You don't have to if you don't want to. This is gonna be awkward. My hair straightener's too far away. Oh yes. Oh, the pain. My hair straightener's too far away. So instead of using the cloth, I'm gonna just spray it on directly because I gotta improvise somehow, right? So miss the hair a bit. What you're gonna do is hot felt. What you want to do is when you hot felt, instead of just like sliding it straight down on one side, do it on both sides. You want it to look circular. Oh, I forgot to twist it. Fuck. I'm sorry, I forgot to twist the hair. It's been so long, oh my god. I want to get the hair twisted. This is going to be a very thin dread, but this is only, I'm making this solely as an example. If this was an actual thing I was going to put in my hair, this will not do. No, that would not be going in my hair. But twist it as tightly as you can. Spray. And then, when your hair straightener feels like cooperating, you're going to hot felt. And this seals the synthetic hair. It actually kind of melts the hair into place. Lightly untwist to make sure that it's sealed properly. So if that does not unwind, then it's good. It's sealed properly, so then you're going to retwist it. tight as you can. That seems good. Lightly spray it. Start the process again. And I like to go back over from the very top to where I'm at just to make sure it's sealed properly. Unwind. Alright. Why can't I have one fucking plug outlet in this house be somewhere convenient for once? Screw whoever built this house and placed them where they are, because that's just ridiculous. Now when you get to the ending part of the dread, this is important. You make sure to seal it all the way, because if it's not sealed as tight as it can be on the end, that's where it's going to start to unravel first. You don't want that to happen. So make sure to seal that as tightly as you can get it. And if there's excess hair on the bottom, don't worry about it. You can just cut that very end off. So I'm going to leave it at about right there and cut this part all the way off. So you got one side done. It's a very long dread. We will rework the other side. Backcomb the other side. I didn't realize how much backcombing hurts my arm. I haven't done this in forever. What a workout. And then same process as you've done for the other side. Hot felt again. Ah, fuck. Don't burn yourself. It's another thing to mention. And you're done. That's your dread. Your very thin dread. I am so sorry. They're not, well, they can look like that. Like, they can be as thick or thin as you want them to be, and as long. Like, it depends. If you want it shorter, what you do is you take the hair and you cut it to whatever length you want, and from there, judge when you go to put it on the resistance to start working on one side, how long it's going to turn out to be. But let's just cut those ends off so it does not look as bad than it already does. And that is your end result. What I had mentioned before about this is that I would not put that in my hair. That's not a well-crafted one, but I have not done a single dread for about half a year, almost a year now. I haven't made them. I forgot the process. I actually relearned through doing this video, but it's that, and also hair straightener is plugged in so far away it's kind of awkward to hold it. Couldn't really do much with it. I didn't pick out enough hair. That wasn't really as much as I needed for a thicker dread, but oh well. For the sake of its example, that's what it looks like. Also, when other people go to make dreads, some use hair straighteners, some use steamers, others use, and I guess it's kind of common, they'll take a pot of boiling water and they'll use the steam from the boiling pot and hold the dread over it and steam press it, hot felt it that way. And I don't know how I like that method. Like, I don't know, hair straightener seems more, I don't know, not professional, but a lot easier to use than a pot. You know for a fact that you're going to seal them more forcefully than with just a pot. Yeah. Flimsy dreads! Yay! I don't know what to do with you now that I made you.